Earth's desperate gambit. Captain Liam Novak stood proudly in the grand chamber of the Galactic Council, his heart pounding beneath his crisp blue uniform. As Earth's lead diplomat, the weight of humanity's fate rested on his shoulders. He scanned the tiered rows filled with representatives from 100 alien species, their eyes reflecting mixtures of curiosity, indifference, and disdain. Earth was a newcomer to the galactic stage, a young species reaching out tentatively to join a wider community it scarcely understood. And now, faced with a dire threat from the marauding Zorath, a race of merciless conquerors, humanity desperately needed allies. Esteemed counselors, Liam began, his voice echoing in the cavernous space. I come before you today to humbly request your aid. The Zorath have attacked our outposts, ravaged our colonies. Millions have perished. We cannot stand against this enemy alone. A murmur rippled through the chamber, then a sharp rasp cut the air. And why should this concern us? Counselor Zarthok rose from his seat, his reptilian scales glinting under the bright lights. Earthlings are primitives, barely ascended from their caves. Your conflicts are your own. Liam fought down a swell of anger. With respect, Counselor, the Zorath are a scourge to all life. If they conquer Earth, it will only embolden them. No one will be safe. Bold claims, Zarthok sneered. But Earth brings nothing to this council. You have no technology to trade, no resources we need. You would be a burden, not an asset. Other counselors nodded their agreement, their faces hard and unreadable. Liam felt a cold knot form in his stomach, but forced himself to remain calm. It was time to play his trump card. There is one thing we can offer, he said slowly, something no other species possesses, a weapon that could turn the tide against the Zorath. He paused, letting the words hang in the air. We call it the Phantom Protocol. A charged silence filled the chamber. Then Zarthok laughed harshly. A phantom indeed. A desperate bluff from a frightened child. Go home, Earthling. Grovel before the Zorath if you wish, but do not waste our time with fantasy. Liam clenched his jaw, casting a pointed look at the counselors that seemed less certain, more intrigued. I assure you, it is quite real. Give us a chance to prove it. If we do, all we ask is a fair hearing. The council erupted into argument, alien voices rising in a tangle of clicks, hisses, and rumbles. Liam stood straight, letting the clamor wash over him, his eyes blazing with determination. One way or another, humanity would be heard. The Phantom Protocol revealed. Liam stalked onto the bridge of his ship, the U.S. Atlantis, his boots clanging on the metal deck. Around him, the human crew worked furiously at their stations, faces tense with the strain of the past sleepless days. Lieutenant Asha Singh, Liam's second-in-command, looked up from her terminal, dark eyes sharp beneath an unruly mop of black hair. That went well, she said dryly. Liam sighed, slumping into the command chair. About as well as could be expected. They don't take us seriously, Asha. They see us as children playing at diplomacy. Then we'll have to show them how wrong they are. Asha's voice was calm, but there was an edge to it, a hardness born of months under siege. The Phantom Protocol could change everything. Liam hesitated, running a hand through his close-cropped blonde hair. The Phantom Protocol was Earth's most closely guarded secret, a powerful AI weapon system capable of infiltrating and controlling any computer network. In simulations, it had seized ships, shut down planetary defenses, even hijacked the Zorath's dreaded battle mechs. But using it carried immense risks. I don't like it, he murmured, revealing our biggest advantage, our last line of defense. If the Council turns against us, if they try to take the protocol for themselves, what choice do we have? Asha asked softly. We need their help, Liam. The Zorath are closing in. And if the protocol is even half as effective as the simulations suggest, it could be the key to saving not just Earth, but countless other worlds the Zorath would destroy. Liam held her gaze for a long moment, then nodded slowly. You're right. It's the only way. He straightened, tapping the comm panel on his armrest. This is the captain. Get me a secure channel to the council chambers. It's time to show them what we're made of. As the crew scrambled to carry out his orders, Liam stared out at the stars streaking past the view screen, a vast and dizzying sea of light. Somewhere out there, the Zorath were spreading like a cancer, consuming all in their path. And maybe, just maybe, humanity held the cure. A shocking demonstration. The council chamber buzzed with barely restrained hostility as Liam and Asha stood once again at the central podium, a palpable tension crackling in the air. Councillor Zarthok glowered from his seat, his clawed fingers tapping in impatient rhythm. "You have your chance, Earthling," he growled. "Show us this phantom weapon of yours, if it exists." Liam nodded, his face a mask of calm determination. "Counselors, as a demonstration of the Phantom Protocol's capabilities, we invite you to select any ship from your combined fleets, any vessel you believe to be secure and unassailable." A wave of surprised murmurs swept the chamber. Zarthok hissed softly. "A bold claim. Very well." He tapped a command into his console, and a holographic display flickered to life above the podium, showing a sleek, deadly-looking warship. The Pride of Tixeth, my personal flagship, shielded by the most advanced cyber defenses in the galaxy. Seize control of it, if you can. Asha stepped forward, her fingers flying over her wrist computer. For a moment, nothing happened. Then on the display, the Pride of Tixeth shuddered, its running lights flickering erratically. Suddenly, it wheeled about and began to accelerate, executing a series of impossibly tight maneuvers that would have crushed any living crew. Gasps and shouts of alarm filled the chamber as the flagship darted and spun like a crazed insect, narrowly missing other vessels that scrambled to evade it. Zarthok leaped to his feet, his face a rictus of rage and disbelief. "What have you done?" "Exactly what we said we would," Liam replied calmly. "The Phantom Protocol has full control of your ship, Counselor. It could disable your engines, vent your atmosphere, or turn your weapons on your own fleet. And it could do the same to the Zorath." A stunned silence fell, broken only by the hum of the display and the faint beep of Asha's wrist computer as she carefully guided the Pride of Tixeth back into formation. The counselors stared at the humans, their expressions ranging from awe to fear to simmering anger. "This is an outrage," Zarthok sputtered. "An act of war. You dare to threaten us, to seize our ships like common pirates." "We threaten no one," Liam shot back. "We are offering you an alliance, a chance to stand together against a common foe. With the Phantom Protocol, we have a weapon the Zorath can't match. Use it with us, or cower before them alone." The chamber exploded into arguing once more, dozens of alien languages clashing in a dissonant babble. Liam and Asha exchanged a tense glance, knowing the true battle was just beginning. They had played their hand, and now the fate of Earth would be decided in the whispered deals and shadowy machinations of galactic politics. Tense negotiations. In a small Spartan conference room deep within the council complex, Liam and Asha faced a trio of counselors across a long, polished table. The room thrummed with barely contained tension, each side eyeing the other warily. Counselor Zarthok was notably absent, having stormed out of the chamber in a rage after the Phantom Protocol demonstration. In his place sat Counselors Rekur, a diminutive, softly-spoken Endorian with large, liquid eyes, Tasrin, an elegant Artilic draped in shimmering robes, and Kavosh, a burly Trogon warrior with an air of stoic menace. "Your display was impressive," Tasrin began, her voice a musical trill. "The Phantom Protocol is unlike anything we've seen, but surely you understand our concerns. Such power in the hands of an unknown species. With respect, Counselor, we are not unknown," Liam countered. "Earth has been reaching out to the galactic community for decades. We have made every effort to establish peaceful relations." Kavosh snorted, a harsh, guttural sound. And yet you come armed with a weapon that could bring the galaxy to its knees. How do we know you won't turn it against us the moment you get what you want? Because we are not conquerors, Asha said firmly. The Phantom Protocol was developed as a defense against the Zorith, nothing more. We're offering to share it, to use it to protect not just Earth, but all Council worlds. Riker leaned forward, blinking slowly. A noble sentiment. But the protocol would be a prize beyond measure. There are those who would stop at nothing to possess it. Liam spread his hands. Then let us form an alliance, pool our resources, our intelligence. Together, we can ensure the protocol is used responsibly, and only against the Zorith. Tasserin and Riker exchanged a long, inscrutable look. Kavosh crossed his massive arms, his face unreadable. And what would Earth demand in return for this alliance? Tasserin asked finally. A seat on the council, Liam said, his voice steady, a voice in galactic affairs, and a commitment of ships and resources to aid in our defense against the Zorith. Kavosh's eyes narrowed. You ask much for a species so young. We offer much in return, Asha retorted. The protocol could save countless lives, liberate worlds already under Zorith control. Surely that is worth the price of Earth's inclusion. The counselors fell silent, each lost in their own calculations. Liam felt the weight of the moment, the fate of worlds hanging in the balance. He thought of Earth, of the billions of lives depending on him. He would not fail them. An uneasy alliance. In the end, it came down to a vote. The full council, minus the still absent Zarthok, convened to decide the fate of Earth's proposed alliance. The debate was fierce, with passions running high on all sides. Some, like Kavosh, argued that Earth was too untested, too unpredictable to be trusted with a seat on the council. Others, swayed by the undeniable power of the Phantom Protocol, pushed for an alliance, seeing in Earth a valuable new ally against the Zorith threat. In the end, it was Counselor Riker who tipped the balance. In a surprise speech, the normally soft-spoken Endorian spoke with quiet conviction of the need for unity in the face of annihilation. The Zorith seek to divide us, to conquer us one by one, Riker said, their large eyes shining with emotion. Earth offers us a chance to stand together, to fight back with a weapon of unparalleled power. We would be fools to refuse. One by one, the counselors cast their votes. It was close, the tally flickering back and forth on a grand display above the chamber. Liam and Asha watched in breathless silence, their hearts in their throats. And then it was done. By the narrowest of margins, the council voted to accept Earth's proposal. Humanity would have its seat, its alliance. The path ahead was fraught with uncertainty, but at least now, they would not walk it alone. As the chamber buzzed with a mix of celebration and recrimination, Liam and Asha clasped hands, their eyes meeting in a moment of profound relief and gratitude. They had done it. Against all odds, they had secured Earth's place in the galactic community. But even as they savored their triumph, a shadow fell across their hearts. Zarthok's seat remained glaringly empty, a reminder of the challenges to come. The reptilian counselor would not take this defeat lightly. He would rally his allies, sow discord and mistrust at every turn. And beyond the council, the Zorith waited, an implacable foe grown only more desperate and dangerous with each passing day. The war was far from over, and Earth would need every ounce of ingenuity and courage to see it through. But for now, there was hope, a fragile, flickering hope, kindled in the heart of the galaxy by two brave humans and a Phantom Protocol. It was enough. It had to be. Liam and Asha walked out of the council chambers, heads held high, ready to face whatever the future might bring. Together, as allies and friends, they would fight for Earth, for the galaxy, for the dream of a universe where all species might live in peace. The battle was just beginning, but in that moment, anything seemed possible.